log 10x. Suppose y is equal to this, log 10x. So these questions are very useful for your competitive exams. Log 10x. Suppose I have to differentiate. So first I have to change. I must see that if y is equal to log ex, then dy by dx is equal to 1 upon x. This you have to remember. That means derivative of log x is 1 upon x under one condition only. Its base must be e. If it is not e, we have to change the base. We must change the base. So in this case, what I will do, I will change the base. I will write log x upon log 10. In this form, you can write base can be e at both places, same base. So this denominator is constant. So this will be 1 upon log e 10 into 1 upon x. Or you can use the second form also. This will be same as log e x into log 10e. So this part is again constant. This is constant. So this will be same as 1 upon x into log 10e. You can see log 10e is same as 1 upon log e 10. Both are same thing. So basically this is equal to this. Both are equal. Yes, Akshay? Understood
Yes,
now?
sir.
So why you are not submitting the assignment? See, daily I will ask you, so that you start submitting one day. संस्कार, अब संस्कार बोलेगा सर आवाज नहीं आ रही है मेरी.
नहीं सर, क्या हुआ सर, बोलो.
तो सर असाइनमेंट सबमिट क्यों नहीं किया?
सर भूल गया सर, करता हूँ अभी.
डेली करना है बेटा, डेली. आज भी दे दिया है.
यस सर, आज का करूंगा सर थोड़ा बहुत.
तो थोड़ा का 10 क्वेश्चन दे रहा हूँ, मैं सिर्फ आधा घंटे का काम है सिर्फ. ठीक है, सिंपल क्वेश्चन दे रहा हूँ मैं. ओनली 10 प्रॉब्लम्स पर डे. 5 हो जाए 5 सॉल्व कर दो, 6 सॉल्व कर दो, जितना हो जाए उतना करके भेज दो. सिर्फ एबीसीडी चाहिए मेरे को. आई डोंट वांट कंप्लीट सॉल्यूशंस. आई जस्ट वांट टू सॉल्व इट. सेंड मी एबीसीडी. ओके, ठीक है, चलो. Okay, let us see, Manas, I will check it whether you have done it correct or wrong. So now come to those problems. So I have taken here 2 problems. One is y is equal to log a to the base x. So first of all, what you have to do, you have to change the base. This is log a upon log x. What is the base? E. So E is the base. So you can see easily this numerator is constant. This is in the form of y is equal to 1 upon x. Derivative of y dash is minus 1 upon x square. Or you can write this as y is equal to log e a into log e x raised to power minus 1. Now differentiate. So y dash is equal to, this is the constant part. Derivative 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. Log e x square into derivative of inner function 1 upon x. So this answer is equal to minus log e a upon x log x square. This will be answer of this. First we are differentiating this power. Derivative of this is how much? N x raised to power n minus 1, so minus 2. So minus 1 upon this square into derivative of inner function. What is inner function? Log x. So derivative of log x is 1 upon x. So y is equal to log a to the base x. First step, change the base. Log a upon log x. As I told, in this case, you can keep the base E10, but what is requirement here? E. So I'm keeping base E. So numerator is constant, log a to the base e. This is constant, so it keep as it is. Now it is in the form of 1 upon x. See again here, y is equal to, what I have done here, y is equal to log a upon log x. Base is e, I have kept e. Now this numerator is constant, so I am keeping as it is, log e a. Derivative of 1 upon log x, this is log a into lx raised to power minus 1. So I will differentiate this part only. So this is n minus 2 into derivative log x is 1 upon x. So this is minus log a upon x log x square. So I hope you understood, everybody, now. So Manas, I think your answer was wrong. Okay. Now come to this problem. Second problem is also exactly same. Here also you will write this is a ln x upon ln a. Directly I have taken the base e. So this y dash will be now 1 upon ln a is common. Derivative of 1 upon x, ln x is 1 upon x. So y dash will be 1 upon x log a. Very simple problem. So shall I go to next? Yes. Just tell me, shall I go to next?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next. Suppose y is equal to sine of x degree. This comes. So again here the problem is derivative of sine x is equal to cos x, or derivative of cos x is minus sine x, or derivative of tan x is sec square x. All those formulas are applicable if and only if x is in radians. Otherwise, these formulas are not applicable. Remember that point. Like derivative of log x is 1 upon x if and only if base is e. Similarly, derivative of sin x is cos x, or derivative of cos x is minus sin x if x is in radian. So here the problem is x is given in degrees. So first we must convert this degrees into radian. How to convert it? By multiplying by pi by 180. 180 degrees is equal to pi radian. So 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radian. So x degree is equal to x into pi by 180 radian. So we must multiply this by pi by 180. So this is equal to sine pi by 180 x. Now this will be radian, because x degree is equal to so many radians. X degree is equal to so many radians. So now you can differentiate. So y dash is equal to derivative of sine is how much? Cos pi by 180 x radian into derivative of inner function is pi by 180, derivative of x is 1. So y dash will be pi by 180 cos, again you can write this x degree because this is x degree. This will be answer of this. Once you have completed, tell me, I will proceed further.
Completed, sir.
Okay, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. You solve one more question by the time. One question is if y is equal to x e raised to power xy minus sine square x, then find y dash 0. Just solve this problem. solve this problem? This is what kind of implicit function? This is implicit function because you cannot separate out terms of x and y. So if you want to differentiate, directly differentiate, derivative y is dy upon dx is equal to, now this you can write y is equal to x is one function, e raised to power xy is another, minus sine x whole square. So apply the product rule. X as it is, derivative of e raised to power xy is e raised to power xy into derivative of xy. Again product rule. Xy dash plus y into 1 plus e raised to power xy into derivative of x is 1 minus sine square x. 2 sine x into derivative of sine x is cos x. So you have to find that dy by dx at x equal to 0. So first of all, you must find at x equal to 0, what is the value of y? So in this question, if you put x equal to 0, in the question itself, I have to put x equal to 0. So when x equal to 0, y is equal to 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. That means at x equal to 0, y is also 0. So put this 0, 0 point here directly. So dy by dx is equal to, this x is 0. So everything will be 0 plus e raised to power 0 minus 0. Sine 0 is 0. So dy by dx will be how much? 1 at x is equal to 0. This will be answer. Now see, one or two some tough problems I am taking. This is over. Yes, everybody has done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so come to next. Suppose next question is, see now this concepts will mix. Question is, if 5fx plus 3f 1 upon x is equal to x plus 2 and y is equal to x fx, then find f dash 1. This type of questions can be asked in integer type of question, and so this is a very good question for integer type. So in this, the main problem is, Here fx is not given. What is the fx? Only functional equation is given. This equation is given. From this functional equation, I must calculate fx. So here, what is the equation given? Given equation is 5fx plus 3f 1 upon x is equal to x plus 2. So meaning of this functional equation is it is true for all values of x. That means what I do? I can replace x with 1 upon x also. If I replace x with 1 upon x, I will get f 5f 1 upon x plus 3 fx is equal to 1 upon x plus 2. Now you can observe this equation number 1 and equation number 2. These equations I can solve for fx. So what I will do, I will multiply this by 5 and multiply this by 3 and subtract. So I will get 25fx plus 15f1 upon x is equal to 5x plus 10. Multiply 1 by 5. Multiply second by 3. 15fx f1 upon x. 15f1 upon x, sorry. Plus 9fx. So this is 9fx here. See this equation, remember this equation I multiplied, this equation I multiplied by 3. So 3 into 5, 15, 3 into 3, 9fx. So 9fx I'm writing here.
Sir,
Yes.
so can you tell again why you took x as 1 by x?
See, when functional equations are given, by observing I have to find, because if you consider fx as a and f1 upon x is equal to b. See what is the equation? fa plus 3b is equal to x plus 2. And if I interchange, second equation will become fb plus 3a is equal to 1 upon x plus 2. And then I can solve for a and b.
Sir, but why should we take it?
No. That means they are true for all values of x. Without that, I cannot solve it. They are true for all values of x. These are the methods of solving.
Okay, sir, thanks.
Because I have to eliminate 1 upon x. So see, next step, if I subtract, you can see why we have done that. In next step, if you observe, I subtract this. Minus, 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 minus. So this will cancel out. So what is left? 16fx is equal to 5x minus 3 upon x plus 4. You can see fx now got it. So this implies fx is equal to how much? 5x square. This is 5x square minus 3 plus 4x upon x. So fx is equal to 5x square minus 3 plus 4x upon x. So x into fx is equal to 5x square plus 4x minus 3. This is nothing but y. You can see this is y. So y is equal to, basically it is given y is equal to 5x square plus 4x minus 3. So dy by dx will be how much, tell me? 10x plus 4.
Sir?
And then you will put x equal to 1 because dy by dx at f-1 and dy by dx you have to calculate from there. Yes, tell me.
What will
It was 16 f of x, no, sir?
1 minute, I will check. Yes, 16 is there. Yes. Yes, 16 will come. Yes. 16 will come in denominator. Small mistake is there, calculation mistake. I will make it correct. Okay. I will divide by 16 also. Yes, now I think correct. So x fx,
Yes.
is equal to 5x square plus 4x minus 3 upon 16. So not this, you have to calculate dy by dx at x equal to 1. Question is find dy by dx at x equal to 1. So this is y. So dy by dx will be 10x plus 4 upon 16. Now put x equal to 1. So if you put now x equal to 1, so dy by dx at x equal to 1 is 14 upon 16 is equal to 7 upon 8. This will be answer. Everybody got it? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. So now come to next concept. Yes, can you tell me who is this with? Okay. Okay, come to next. Now I'm taking one very important question of different type totally. Okay. Question is, this is your mains level problem. If fx is equal to x cube plus x square f dash 1 plus x f double dash 2 plus f double dash 3. Suppose this is a question. For all x in real R. For all x belonging to real number. Now, find the value of f dash 1. Find fx. They can simply, first question is find x fx. Okay. So that is why I was not able to recognize you. Okay. Now there will be different, so many questions will be there. First question is find fx. Okay, what is the fx? Second, f double dash 2 plus f double dash triple dash 3 is equal to how much? There can be so many questions as I told. One question is find fx, and second question is find the value of f dash 1 plus f double dash 2 plus f triple dash 3. This is how much? Sorry, this is f triple dash 3. In the question it is f triple dash 3. So I'm explaining, this is very important, very beautiful question. How to handle it, I'm explaining that. In this case, simple method. Again here, what we will do, see this solution very carefully solve, see it first, everybody. Okay, let us consider, see, when I'm differentiating and replacing x with 1, can I say f dash 1, etc. they are constants? So let f dash 1 is equal to a, f double dash 2 is equal to b, and f triple dash c is equal to 3. Sorry, f triple dash c 3 is equal to c. So this equation I can write as fx is equal to x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c. First step. This is the fx. Everybody understood this step? Yes. Everybody understood?
Yes, sir.
Now what we will do, we will use these concepts again and again. That means if I differentiate this now, what I will get? F dash x is equal to 3x square plus 2ax plus b. And if I replace here, this is equation number 2. Now equation number 2, if I put x equal to 1, then f dash 1, this you can see f dash 1 is nothing but a. So this a is equal to 3 plus 2a plus b. So from this I will get the equation a plus b plus 3 is equal to 0. So this will give me the equation a plus b plus 3 is equal to 0. Consider this equation number 3. Now differentiate 2 again. So you will get f double dash x. See this I'm equation number 2 I'm differentiating again is equal to 6x plus 2a. And again differentiate, you will get f triple dash x is equal to 6. So this is equation number 4 and this is equation number 5. So put x equal to 3 here, x equal to 3, f triple dash 3 is equal to c. Why I'm putting x equal to 3? Because I know f triple dash 3 is equal to c is equal to 6. So from here I got the value of c. C is equal to 6. One value I got. C is equal to 6. Now, in the second equation is f double dash 2 is equal to b. So in equation number 4, in equation number 4, put x is equal to 2. So you will get f double dash 2 is equal to 12 plus 2a. And f double dash 2 is how much? B. So this is equal to b. So b is equal to 12 plus 2a. This is equation number, for example, 6. Now you put these values, this in equation number 3. Now from 3 and 6. From equation number 3 and 6. What is equation number 3? A plus b. B is how much? 12 plus 2a is equal plus 3 is equal to 0. Plus 3 is equal to 0. So 3a is equal to minus 15. So a is equal to minus 5. If everything is right, this must be correct answer. A is equal to minus 5. Put this a is equal to minus 5. B is equal to 2. So b is equal to 2. So now you got the fx. So fx is equal to x cube. Fx, x cube. A is minus 5. Minus 5 x square plus b is 2x plus c is how much? 6. This will be your equation. Calculations you can check if by chance some mistake is there. For second part, we need not to find it directly. We can put the values f dash 1, equation number 3, plus equation number 6, plus equation number 5. Just we will add and put the values of A, B, C.
constant Lowry theory of Sir, your writing is not clear, sir. Yeah, constant Lowry theory of acids and of bases. CONSTD, constant Lowry theory of acids and bases. Constant Lowry theory of acids and bases. Yeah.
Everybody got it?
Yes, sir.
Because this is, I think you must be observing, this is a bit difficult problem. So what we have done in the beginning, we have taken f dash 1, f dash, f double dash 2, f double dash 3 as constant functions, then solved. Okay, take next problem. Next, if fx is equal to cos x, cos 2x, cos 4x, cos 8x, then find f dash pi by 4. This will be how much? Find f dash pi by 4. After this class, I will explain you some basic concepts which I have not explained of this chapter, which everybody can understand. After this question, I am going to explain that. See, this question again is based on entirely on your 11th class. One method, you take log and differentiate because product is there. Otherwise, what you can do, one formula was there. Just I am writing the formula. I am not writing derivation. In 11th class trigonometry, one formula is there: cos x, cos 2x, cos 2 square x up to cos 2 raised to power n minus 1 x. Yes, what is the formula for this? Anybody is remembered? Sarah, can you tell me? Not remembered?
No,
Your
sir.
voice is okay. Pratha, can you tell me? Nidhi, Pratha, Sar, T.S. Murari, Tarunya, anybody? Manas? Okay. See, this formula is a sine of 2 raised to power n x smallest angle, x is smallest angle upon 2 raised to power n sine x. As I'm telling continuously, we will use lot of trigonometry. How this formula is derived? By multiplying with and dividing by 2 sin x, numerator denominator. So 2 sin x cos x becomes sin 2x. Then again multiply by 2, divide by 2, this will become sin 4x, and so on. So in this case, what is the n here? How many factors are there? 4. 8x. See, fx equal to, what is the question? Fx equal to cos x, cos 2x, cos 2 raised to power 2x, cos 2 raised to power 3x. So n minus 1, that means there are 4 factors are there. So this will be sine 2 raised to power 4x upon 2 raised to power 4 sin x. See, in the question I am here up to n minus 1. This highest power is n minus 1. That means there are total n factors are there, n times. So how many times I have? 4 times. So I'm able to sine 2 raised to power 4 upon this. So fx is equal to sine 16x upon 16 sin x. Now calculate f dash x. So f dash x is equal to 1 upon 16 is outside, sin x 16 cos 16x minus sin 16x, derivative of sin x is a cos x, upon sin square x. So this is equal to 1 upon 16 sin square, sin a cos b. No, this formula cannot be applied here. So directly you have to put the value now. Directly you have to put the value and solve it. X equal to pi by 4. So everybody have noted this formula. I'm cleaning the upper part of this so that I can solve it. Note down this formula, first 2 lines particularly. This is line number 1 and line number 2. Note down them, line number 1 and line number 2.
Sir?
Yes?
So it is sin A cos B minus cos A sin B.
No, 16 is there here. This extra one 16 is there. This, which is not here.
Okay.
Okay. It is not sin 16x. Sin x is separate. 16 into cos x is there. So that formula will not be applicable. So here I am writing again this C. This question I am deleting now. So now I can solve this here. F dash pi by 4 is equal to 1 upon 16 into 16 sin pi by 4, 1 upon under root 2 cos, this will be how much? Pi by 4, 4 pi minus sin 4 pi into cos pi by 4 upon 1 upon under root 2, this is pi by 4 whole square. Cos 4 pi will be 1. So this is equal to 2 upon 16. Sin 4 pi will be 0. See, this part will be 0. This is 0 because sin n pi is 0. Cos 4 pi, cos 0, cos 2 pi, cos 4 pi. Cos graph is like this, see. So this is 0, this is 2 pi, this is 4 pi cos. So cos 4 pi is 1. So this is a 16 upon root 2. So this is equal to under root 2 will be answer. So f dash pi by 4 will be under root 2. Will be answer of this question. 16 will cancel. Under root 2 will cancel 2 with under root 2 times. Now see, I will explain you another type of problem. See how many varieties of questions can be framed. Okay, now I am explaining you. So this question is over. Now I am going to explain you the basic concept from where this derivatives came. What is the basic concept of derivatives? That part I will take. Okay, because you were asking one day, sir, how to solve this first principles. So write that differentiation by first principles. Note down that part. So differential coefficient derivatives by first principles. This is the basic concept. Actually, this we are explaining in 11th class. That part I'm explaining now. Ab initio method or delta method. By the definition, differential coefficient, or you write differentiation by first or ab initio method or delta method. This is the basic method here. Now, first I am explaining the concept of differentiation, because I think somebody was asking me, sir, how these differentiations are coming, what is the meaning of them. So a concept is let y is equal to fx. This everybody must understand why we are using them in physics. This will be very, very important for all those concepts. Your all basic concepts will be cleared, basic doubts will be cleared. Let y is equal to fx be a function, any function. This may be increasing function, this may be decreasing function, this may be constant function. So I am defining that function, let it be a function of this type, any function. Now I want to find derivative of this at some particular point. Okay, what is rate of change of this function when it is going from one point to another point? Suppose this is the point here, I want to check it. This is x. So this point A is x comma fx, because y is equal to fx. Now I'm moving towards x-axis by a small distance delta x. You can say h also, no problem. Instead of delta x, you can say I'm moving by a distance h. This distance is h. So this point here, this point will become B, and this point is x plus h, f x plus h. Now if I join this line, I will get this chord AB. So what is the slope of this chord AB? Slope of chord AB, y2 minus y1 f x plus h minus fx upon x2 x plus h minus x. This will cancel out. So this is the slope of the chord AB. I'm okay, understood. This is not divided by dx. This is the slope of the chord AB, f x plus h minus fx upon h. Now see one more concept here. Suppose this is the chord C. What I have told, this is chord AB. And this was the distance h. Now what I'm doing, this h is very, very small. If h is small, definitely this point B will come here. Then I will have this called AB. If h is small, if h is approaching 0, not equal to 0, limiting condition, this is very important. H is approaching 0. That means this B point is very, very near to here. B is here. Then this will become almost slope, this slope of the curve here, tangent to the curve. If B is very, very, very small. So under the limiting condition, so this see this chord is when limit h is approaching 0, the slope of the chord AB, under this condition, chord AB is approaching towards tangent. That means this chord AB will be almost equal to tangent. And slope of the tangent is dy by dx. Slope of the tangent is dy by dx. So that is very, very important condition here. So what is the condition? When this limit h tends to 0, this slope of this chord AB, slope of the chord AB is how much? F x plus h minus fx upon h. This will become dy by dx. Basically here, one more concept I will explain in the next chapter, continuity and differentiability. The same thing I can do on the left hand side also. Okay, point Y point have to be on the right hand side. Point can be on the left hand side also. Then this will be x minus h. So this, yes.
So can you tell it again?
What?
So can you repeat it again?
See what I'm saying, this point B may not be on the right hand side, B may be on the left hand side. Suppose this is C. So at point A, I can check right hand derivative or left hand derivative. This quantity is known as basically right hand derivative. Similarly, if I move this point C will be, what will be coordinate of C? This point C, x minus h, f x minus h. So limit h tends to 0, f x minus h minus fx upon minus h. This quantity is called a left hand derivative. Basically, two derivatives will be there. And if right hand derivative is equal to left hand derivative, then we say this implies that function is differentiable. Although this last part, separate chapter is there, we will study in the separate chapter. Only what you have to study now, you have to remember this formula only. So this only, as both derivative will be equal, so this will become derivative. That means now your formula is, which you have to remember now is, I'm writing here, is f dash x. F dash x is equal to limit h tends to 0, f x plus h minus fx upon h. This is the formula. Now I will explain you certain concepts based on this formula. Example. Find derivative of x square with ab initio method. See, direct answer, you know, 2x. But how that 2x is coming? Why the derivative of x raised to power n is nx raised to power n minus 1? So the derivation of that formula. So far you have not done that derivatives. That I am explaining here now. So fx, here what is fx? Fx is equal to x square. So what will be f x plus h? Replace, this will be x plus h whole square. Put this value. So f dash x will be equal to limit h tends to 0, f x plus h minus fx upon h. This will be equal to, put the values, limit h tends to 0. Fx plus h is how much? X plus h whole square minus fx is how much? X square upon h. So this is equal to limit, expand this, x square plus 2hx plus h square minus x square upon h. So this will cancel. So what is left? Limit h tends to 0, 2x, this h will cancel, 2x plus h. Now h is 0, so this will be equal to 2x. That is our answer. So that is why derivative of x square is 2x. So differential coefficient ddx of x square is 2x. This is the derivation of that formula. Similarly, we can derive derivative of sin x is cos x. That's derivative of log x is 1 upon x. All those formulas you will see now. Two, three formulas I will derive. I think Pritha, you were asking one day, I think.
Yes, sir.
Deepti, you are able to understand this concept? Maybe,
Yes, sir.
maybe in your school they may have explained in 11th class also, some part of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So now I am explaining derivative of sin x is cos x. So why that cos x comes from, where it came? Because everything has some reason. At right time, the reason is being explained. Shall I go to next page? See, question is find derivative or differential coefficient, anything you can use, of sin x. See, when question comes find, that means you have to solve it from the first principles. So here, what is fx? Fx is equal to sin x. What will be fx plus h? Fx plus h will be sin of x plus h. So dy by dx is equal to limit h tends to 0, fx plus h minus fx upon h. So this will be equal to limit h tends to 0, fx plus h, put the values, sin x plus h minus sin x upon h. Now, here you must know the formulas here, sin c minus sin d. If you don't remember the formulas, it will be very difficult to solve. Sin c minus sin d is equal to 2 cos c plus dy 2 into sin c minus dy 2. C and D formulas of 11th class. So this is equal to limit h tends to 0, 2 cos c plus d, add both, 2x plus h by 2. So this will be x plus h by 2 into sin c minus d. So x will cancel, h by 2 upon h. Now here again one more formula is there that I'm writing here. Limit x tends to 0, sin x upon x is equal to 1. This was also, this you have studied in 11th class. So what we will do now, I will transfer this 2 here. So this sin theta upon theta, this 2 is coming here. So sin theta upon theta will be 1. So this is equal to limit h tends to 0, cos of x plus h by 2. At h is 0, so this is equal to cos x. H is 0, h is approaching 0. So from here you got the formula that derivative of sin x is equal to cos x. This is complete derivation of that.
So,
Yes.
so instead of using sin C minus sin D, can we just expand sin x plus h, sin A plus B?
Yeah, that will also work.
Okay, sir.
That will also work. Completed this? Okay, so next. Next is, suppose I ask you, this will be a slightly difficult problem. Find derivative. Okay, first we will solve simple problems of log x by first principles. Okay, what is derivative of log x? So here fx is equal to log x, f x plus h is equal to log of x plus h. So dy by dx is equal to limit. See, all steps will be same. F x plus h minus fx upon h. Just you have to put the values. Limit h tends to 0. What is fx plus h? Log x plus h minus log x upon h. Now log a minus log b is log a upon b. Limit h tends to 0. This is log of x plus h upon x upon h. Here some trick is there, small thing is there. You can write this as limit h tends to 0 log 1 plus h upon x upon h. See, now in NCERT one formula is there, direct application of that formula, that limit x tends to 0 log 1 plus x upon x is equal to 1. If you remembered, this was in your 11th class NCERT. Limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x upon x is equal to 1. That means your important thing is this part and this part both must be same. So here h upon x is there. So what I will do, I will divide this by x and multiply it by x. So this also becomes h upon x. Now this quantity will be 1 because log 1 plus x upon x. So answer will be 1 upon x. So derivative of log x is 1 upon x. Now I will explain you one derivative, how to find derivative of inverse trigonometric functions. How to find derivative of inverse trigonometric functions. This noted down, everybody? So now write derivative of inverse trigonometric functions. For example, cos inverse x I am explaining. How to find derivative of cos inverse x. So let us consider that y is equal to cos inverse x. Y is equal to cos inverse x. So x is equal to cos y. Now find its derivative, because we know derivative of cos y we have calculated earlier. So dy upon dx 1 is equal to, what is derivative of cos y? Minus sin y into derivative y dy upon dx. So from here we will get dy upon dx is equal to minus 1 upon sin y. dy upon dx is equal to minus 1 upon sin y. Now x is equal to cos y. So this is minus 1 upon under root of 1 minus cos square y. So this is equal to minus 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square. So this is the derivative of cos y. Derivative of cos y is minus 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square. See, after this, again, I'm taking another important example. This you have noted.
height എത്ര ഉണ്ടോ?
See, take another example, which is slightly bit difficult here. Find derivative of y is equal to sine of x square.
So,
This, yes.
so can we find the derivative of cos inverse x through first principle?
Yeah, but again, you have to be very comfortable with the limits.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, you will do the mistake. I can solve here, but only thing is it will become a bit difficult for you.
Okay, sir.
One question I will solve, okay, after this.
Okay, sir.
So derivative of y is equal to sine of x square. Like this function. So here, remember, what is fx is sine of x square. So what will be fx plus h? This will be sine of x plus h whole square. So dy by dx will be limit h tends to 0, fx plus h, sine of x plus h whole square minus sine of x square upon h. This is again same formula, sine c minus sine d. This you have to go by that formula. There is no other way of solving this. You cannot expand here. So limit h tends to 0. Sine c minus sine d. 2 cos c plus d by 2. So x square plus 2hx plus h square plus x square upon 2 into sine c minus d. X square plus 2hx plus h square minus x square by 2. I think everybody understood? Divided by h. So in this case, this x square will cancel. So this is a limit h tends to 0. What is left? 2 cos x square, 2x square upon 2. So x square plus hx plus h square upon 2. I will need some more space, so I'm creating here actually, because this will be long problem. So this step I'm writing here, okay, again. So this is equal to limit, as it is I'm writing this part, h tends to 0, 2 cos x square plus hx plus h square upon 2. This as it is I've written here, into sine. What is sine left? Into sine hx plus h square upon 2. Now in denominator here I have h. So I will multiply by x plus h by 2 and divide by x plus h by 2. See why I am doing this? So that this quantity sine theta upon theta, this angle must be same. This angle is hx plus h square upon 2, and this is also hx plus h square upon 2. This will be 1. So when you put h is equal to 0, you will get 2 cos x square, h is 0, x. So this is equal to 2x cos of x square. And that will be derivative of this. Y is equal to sine of x square. So direct verification, dy by dx equal to derivative of sine is cos of x square into derivative of x square is 2x. So derivative of this will be sine theta upon theta is equal to 1. So this red circle I have made, this will be 1 because theta angle is same, hx plus h square upon 2, hx plus h square upon 2. What was the problem here? I was having here only h. So I multiplied with x plus h by 2 and x plus h by 2 divided and multiplied. And h is equal to 0. So if h is equal to 0, this part will be 0, this part will be 0, this part will be 0. So you can see what is left, 2 cos x square, and here x is left, this x is left. That's what I've written here, 2 cos x square and x. Because h is 0. So wherever h come after this, this is 1. Red circle is 1. So this will be 1. Or if you want, you can write one more step here. If you have confusion, this is 1. So what is left? This is limit h tends to 0. 2 cos x square plus hx plus h square upon 2 into x plus h by 2. Now you can put x is equal to 0. So this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. So this is equal to 2x cos x square. That is the answer. So you can take any type of question is there. We can solve by first principles. But this we must solve only if they are asking specifically. We solve by first principles. One last problem I am explaining you now of this type. Exponential functions. Derivative of exponential functions. I have explained derivative of logarithmic functions, derivative of trigonometric functions, derivative of algebraic functions, derivative of inverse trigonometric functions. So last is a derivative of exponential functions. Like find derivative or differential, find differential coefficient of a raised to power x, where a is greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1. This derivative. So here you can see fx is equal to a raised to power x. So f x plus h will be a raised to power x plus h. So f dash x is equal to limit h tends to 0 fx plus h minus fx upon h. So this is equal to limit h tends to 0 fx plus h a raised to power x plus h minus a raised to power x upon h. So this is equal to limit h tends to 0. See this using the laws of indices a raised to power x into a raised to power h minus a raised to power x upon h. So now you can write limit h tends to 0 a raised to power x is outside a raised to power h minus 1 upon h. Now with respect to h this is constant, so you can write further this step as limit this a raised to power x I can take outside basically. Now a raised to power x limit h tends to 0 a raised to power h minus 1 upon h. In this form we can write, because here x is constant, and this is again, this was given in your NCERT book. What is the derivative or not given, then you can write limit h tends to 0 a raised to power h minus 1 upon h is equal to log a, base is e, this formula. So we will get, using this formula we will get a raised to power x log a. That means derivative of a raised to power x is equal to a raised to power x log a. This is the formula. So any doubt in today's class?
Sir, don't erase 1 minute. Okay. Sir, let
Yeah. Yes, completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, I am finishing today's class. Nidhi, you are having some doubts. Question number 17.4 and 19.2. Two questions in inverse trigonometric functions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I am explaining that. Okay. Completed? Sanskar?
Yes, sir.
Sanskar.
Completed.
Okay. So now I am going to next. Only just two doubts I am taking from inverse trigonometric functions. Class part is over. One CN send me two questions are there. One question is, I think for the solve. This is the solve. Sine inverse x Others also can, those who have done it can try to solve it. Pi by 6. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 6. See, one simple method of solving. One method is you convert this in that form, both sine form, and solve this really long. A simple method is we know, I use the identity. What is the identity? We know that sine inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. Add both of them, so we'll get 2 sine inverse x is equal to pi by 2 plus pi by 6 is equal to 6. 4 pi by 6 is equal to 2 pi by 3. So sine inverse x is equal to pi by 3. So x equal to sine pi by 3, sine pi by 3, sine 60 degree, under root 3 by 2. Yes, Nidhi,
Sir?
you got it?
Yes, sir. Sir, will the board accept this method?
Yeah, this is because you have not used any other method.
Sir, we've never done it this way.
No, you can do one thing then. We know, you can write here. We know that sine inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. So cos inverse x equal to pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. Use this here. So sine inverse x minus cos inverse x is how much? Pi by 2 minus sine inverse x is equal to pi by 6. So 2 sine inverse x equal to pi by 2 plus pi by 6. This is equal to 2 pi by 3. Understood?
Yes,
So
sir.
instead of going that way, you can start in this way also, no problem. This 100% they will accept. Similarly, your another question. 19 number, second bit. This is also for this purpose only, this type, similar type of problem. So I'm explaining that. Question number 19, second bit. Your question is if sine inverse x plus sine inverse y is equal to pi by 2, then find value of the cos inverse x plus cos inverse y. So this also exactly same way you can solve. Okay, let us assume this is equal to p. I don't know what is the value. Add both. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is equal to p. Now sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is how much? Pi by 2. This is how much? Sin inverse y plus cos inverse y. Pi by 2 is equal to pi by 2 plus p. So this will cancel. This implies p is equal to pi by 2. Or second method, you can write this as pi by 2. See, this was the one method. Second method, you can write cos inverse x as pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. This also you can write pi by 2 minus sin inverse y is equal to p. So pi minus sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to p. And what is this one? Pi minus pi by 2 is equal to p. So p is equal to pi by 2. You can solve by this method. Any method you can use. For board, this will be, I think, much better method. Second method. Understood? Yes, Nidhi. Second method will be better for board because here you are using simply identities. Okay, let us consider cos inverse x as a sin inverse. We know cos inverse x plus sin inverse x equal to pi by 2. So cos inverse x equal to pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. Similarly, cos inverse y is equal to pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. So pi minus sin inverse x plus cos inverse x, and that value is pi by 2. So this is equal to pi by 2. So in board, write by the second method. Okay, anything else? Anybody? So today also I have sent you some one assignment. Solve it. See the solutions of the previous one, what method you have done and which method, shortcut method is given there. Deepti, you can also download if you want, but I think they are differential coefficient assignment. So after one more class, because from next week we are going to start the next chapter, most probably matrix and determinants. I think that which chapters are there in your phase 5 I have given in the book. Anybody have seen? Akshay, you have seen the book or anybody?
Which book, sir?
In your Google Classroom, there section is there, book section, books. In the books, we have provided you soft copies of all the phase 5 books, maths, physics and chemistry. Okay. So those you must solve. Next, I am going to discuss questions from that only, the phase 5 book. Deepti, you can also take, I will send you the Google Classroom that code. You can also take that books. Okay. You have Gmail? Your voice is not coming. I think you have to type. Okay, you are able to understand me or not?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, then through the Gmail, that Google Classroom, I will send you the code password for this class. You can take assignments. So I think these assignments will be a bit difficult for you because you have not done differentiation in detail. But from next chapter onward, you can start because there will be fresh chapters. Okay. So with this, I am finishing the class 2 days.
So,
Yes. Yes, ask me. Who is asking? The voice is not coming. I am not able to listen anything. Hello?
thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, all of you.